Profit Protector Pro, it's the best repricer out there, but how do you actually use it and how do I use it? Well, we're going to cover that in this video. Hi guys, my name's Simon. I'm a six-figure Amazon seller in the UK, and today we're going to go over how I use Profit Protector Pro, how I set my min and max prices, and how I actually use the repricer. So let's just jump straight into it. So before we dive in, I'm just going to give you a quick brief introduction on what Profit Protector Pro is. It is the best repricer for Amazon sellers that I know of. And the reason it's so good is that it makes you more money on your listings. It uses AI to adjust the prices and make you more money versus someone who's manually setting their prices, or someone who is using a kind of very basic rule-based repricer. So here we are on the dashboard, and what I'm on here is a demo account of Profit Protector Pro. So this is not my actual account, this is a demo one. And we're going to go ahead and have a look. So if you're not actually set up Profit Protector Pro yet, all you need to do really is go into account, link up your Amazon account, so you can link it up on here on the My Amazon Account section. It will take a little while to update all your listings. I've heard it can take up to a couple of days, but hopefully it should be done within 24 hours. And then you just need to go to the PPP settings area. So what you can do here is on the left hand side, you can see that we can kind of toggle the different regions. If we want to sell into US or France or Germany, those kind of things, you can do that. I imagine many of you are just going to be on UK, so you can just leave UK toggled. You can set your default repricing strategy. So here, my favorite one is a cautious sell enhancer, but you've got all these different ones here. And if we just go over to this, we can see you can go to the help section, strategies explained. You can see all the different reprices, not reprices, all the different rules they have, all the different AI algorithms they have. So, you know, but that's the one that I like. Default Marketplace UK, of course, if you're in the UK. If you want to link this up with BuyBox Pro, you can use my current price or BuyBox price for settings. Are you retail or wholesale? You can put that in as well. You probably don't need anything, with the migrated shipping, but you can if you want. It is worth having Seller Central Inventory Sync turned on. This is turned off because it's like a demo account. But yeah, you want to have that turned on. And then what that'll do is it'll make sure it syncs all your listings between both things. So if you delete a listing inside of Seller Central, then it will delete it in PPP, which is what you want. You don't want it to be unsynced. Sleep mode is a really cool feature. So what this does basically is it will push your prices up to the max price at certain times. Like here it's between 1 and 6 a.m. I personally would probably have it between sort of 4 a.m. and 6 a.m. The whole idea is that the concept is that if everyone does this, then it will kind of help reset the prices. If everyone pushes their prices up to the max. So, not critical, but it can help actually. The next thing is go to calculation settings. Now, this is where you can set your sort of automated min-maxes. So what you'll have here will be slightly different. I think the default is BuyBox when you first load this page up. But what I like to do is set it to ROI here. And what I want to set is my minimum ROI is going to be 30%, and my maximum ROI is going to be like 100%. Although realistically, I'm not actually a huge fan of using this. I normally like to do it manually, but if you want to, it actually might be worth having a little bit. Yeah, I don't know, 100% is fine actually. So we'll stick with that for now. And cool. Yeah, so and you can obviously do this as well for all the other different countries. And then once you've done that, you can apply to all inventory or save changes. Now, you can't really apply it without having the cost of goods in there, because it won't be able to figure out what the ROI is without you adding your cost of goods. But at least you've got that there now ready to go. If you want, you can put the break-even fees. I don't see the point of having the break-even in there, really, so I don't really use this myself. But if you really want to put all these things in, you can. And let's actually just jump straight into repricing. So once you've done all that, you can kind of ignore all the stuff on the left. We don't need that for now. Now, your view might be slightly different here. You may have a view that looks like this, which I am not a huge fan of personally as my default. So the way you can toggle this is where it says list view and grid view at the top right-hand side. I use this sort of view here sometimes that we're looking at right now, but it's a bit busy for me. What I prefer to do, especially when I'm dealing with lots of listings in one go, is go back to this kind of view here where I can scroll down and see multiple different listings very easily. And what you're going to do is you're going to have to enter the buy price for all your listings. Let's just remove all these for now. Remove all these buy prices. These are your costs of goods, of course. And you know, I probably should have done this ahead of time, but if we remove a couple of these here as well, because this is what it's going to look like for you guys when you jump in. And what we're going to need to do is we're going to need to figure out what we're going to be putting into these figures. So we'll just remove these ones here, click save, and then we should be all good. So what we're not doing now, we're not actually repricing here. We've got no, cost of goods or anything in here, and this is what it's going to look like for you. So obviously you know what your cost of good is, so what you can do is put $4.99 in there. Now personally, what I like to do to maximize my profits is I like to set my min maxes manually. It does take more time, but it means I can actually sit down and analyze each listing. If you don't want to do that, however, you can just click this automate break even and min max in all marketplaces. And if you click that for this particular listing here, it does take a few seconds to work, but it will fill in the min and max price based on what we set up in the account settings. So it does take a little while, and this is probably one reason I don't use it. It's a little bit slow, but to be honest, if you really want to maximize your profits, you really should be going in and doing it yourself. And you can see here, it's figured out the break even. It's got the min price and the max price based on 30% ROI and 100% ROI. Now, personally, I'd rather just open it up. So if we go here and actually look into it, this is what I like to do personally. And what I'm looking at here is, if we just go back quickly and have a look. So we put $4.99 in there. Obviously, I'm making these numbers up for the demo, and let's get rid of all the extensions and stuff that are here. So what I'd like to do is make sure we're zoomed in enough so we can see, is I like to look at the chart, and what I like to do is set my own prices. So what I like to do is, okay, I'm using SellerAmp here. You can use BuyBot Pro. It's the exact same stuff. I think BuyBot Pro is actually a little bit nicer in terms of using the traffic lights. But yeah, what you can do basically is look at the chart and see what price would you be happy with for your minimum. So we can see here with this cost of goods of $4.99. If we go back, this is saying the minimum price would be £18.40p. So, you know, 18.40, that gives us about, do we have that right? Min price, 30%. Doesn't seem to be right. Maybe the VAT settings are wrong on this demo account. But anyway, what I'm looking at here is I'm looking to see if, you know, what the min price is. So I'm looking at the 30 days, the night. I'm going to have to zoom out just a little bit here so I can actually get access to these links on the right-hand side. I'm looking at the 3 months. I'm looking at the year. I'm just trying to figure out what's the sort of min and the max price I see this thing going for. Now, the minimum is pretty easy, to be honest. You're going to be looking around sort of the 30% ROI. Interesting. This one's going crazy. Cool. Yep. Okay. And you know, but then the maximum, which is the kind of important one, is I'm looking at like what's the dream price that I can get here. You know, 33.85 is like the peak price we had in the past. But the good thing is you can put. I mean, don't go crazy. I know some people I've seen have like put their price at like £1,000, and then Amazon will deactivate your not your account, your listing, because it's too high. So what you want to do is be realistic. Look at actually where you're going to, you know, what's the max price this thing's had the buy box for. Here we can see it's around 33.85. So, you know, I'd probably go around 34.99, something like that, basically. Now, you could end up just putting like 59.99. And yes, you may end up getting the buy box at that price, but would you actually get any sales? Probably not. So it's kind of just being kind of realistic on where you think you can go. And to be honest, you could go $39.99. I think would be a fair thing to do. So, you know, we can see that 33.85, around £35, probably the highest it's been. But realistically, we're going to let PPP try and figure it out. So we've got our min price of, so if we take those now, put them back in here. So we're going to do our max price of $39.99. And we're going to put our min price of, let's say $17.99, and then you can click save. And the reason you want to put this like good range of prices in here is because we need to let PPP do its job. We need to let it, you know, figure out what it's going to do. So what PPP will do, and it's very clever, guys, it'll basically capture the buy box. So if we go, let's go to this listing here. It will jump onto this listing. Obviously, we haven't got any sellers on this one. It will get us the buy box at, say, 20, whatever the current buy box is right now. Let's say 25.74. Okay, so that's where it will capture the buy box. And then what it's going to start doing, and you can see this, and it might not be here because this is a demo one. what it's going to do is going to start creeping the price up. Depending on what strategy you select. If you select the strategy that I use, which is cautious sell enhancer, you're going to notice it's going to start creeping the price up. And what it's going to do, and I'm going to just simulate this here, it's going to go to like $25.99. It's going to leave it there and go, oh, is Amazon giving me the buy box still at $25.99? It's like, yes, I've still got the buy box at $25.99. Then it's going to go try like say $26.99. It's going to push the price up again. And then it's going to look, it'll leave it for like 15, 20 minutes, see if Amazon keeps the buy box at $26.99. It's like, yes, Amazon's happy with $26.99 as the buy box. So then it goes to $27.99. And then suddenly it's like, oh, Amazon will kick you off the buy box at that price. So then PPP knows that the sort of the limit is like between $26.99 and $27.99. So then it will adjust itself in between those two and basically try and figure out what the absolute maximum price allowable by Amazon is to keep the buy box. And the buy box is this thing on the right hand side here. This is where 85% of all sales are made from the buy box. So that's why it's so clever, and that's why you need to really give it some room to breathe. So we're happy with $17.99 profit, $17.99 as our min price, the profit that we make there. But we're also giving it some leeway to actually go up and actually sell at a higher price, but we've not gone absolutely crazy. And okay, the default, we can just leave this, put this one as default as well. Most of the time there'll be default. If you want to, you can change, specifically what strategy you want. If you've got a lot of stock for one item, you want to actually like clear out quickly. Maybe you would go for more aggressive sales, like generator or accumulator kind of strategy. But I personally prefer the I can't see it on here. My default one, which is balanced sales accumulator. I can't remember now. Yeah, cautious sell enhancer. Sorry, is my favorite one. So cool. So that's how I do that basically. And then once you've set your min, so you have to set your buy price, you have to set your min price, you have to set your max price. Those are three critical things. And then you can just toggle on the repricing for that. So then we do the same for the next one. So we have a look in here. This is what I do for all my listings to maximize my profit. So scrolling down again, I'm looking at this chart here. We've got a buy price of $5.99 here. We can see that this one, the sale price right now is £19.50. Looking at the sort of what we're on 30, we're on 3 months by default. So we're at 20. We already know that £21 is possible. So that's already, I'm thinking like somewhere between 21 and 25 for the max price. If we go to the year, we can see a big spike here. Interestingly, Amazon did give the buy box at $32.97, which is kind of interesting. So, it might actually be worth putting like $29.99 as our max price here. Something kind of crazy. I don't know how many sales you're going to get at this. It depends. If you've got like 1,000 of these in stock, you probably want a more aggressive strategy and maybe not set the price so high. But yeah, realistically here, I'd probably actually set my max to like something like $29.99. So give PPP some room to breathe on this one, and then the min price, our buy price, we put $5.99, so we put $5.99 here, and then I'm looking at what the min price we're happy with. So I can see we're going down to like £14 is probably the minimum. That still gives us 30% ROI, which is quite nice actually, perfect. So, I'd be happy like selling at let's say $13.99. It's always good to put do the 9/9s. So I think I'd be happy to let PPP go down to that lower price. So now I've got my nice range here of $13.99 all the way up to $29.99. We've got the default strategy on, so we can just click ahead and save that as well. So cool. And that will save that. And then we can just turn that on as repricing. And this is what I do, guys. I go through every single one. It does take time, but I really like to set these manually. For one, I can look at the charts and I can understand how the product is, get a good understanding of how what the product's, what it's looking like. What does the chart look like? Are there sellers jumping on? Is the price trending up or down? All this kind of thing I like to look at, and that way I can decide whether I'm going to be, what I'm going to be setting my prices. Now, let's go to one more quickly before we kind of wrap up here. And I do have some other, and just quickly, I was going to say, talk about the rule that I use, the cautious sell enhancer. So this strategy is, you can read this basically, but it's sales focused, a little bit aggressive, but it will show you what it's doing there. So. Essentially, it's looking to match the buy box and hold that buy box. So, yeah, that's pretty much a cool strategy that I use. And what I'm looking for now is this one here. So this is kind of an interesting one. This is a, we've got the buy price of 785 here. We can see this is probably quite a typical product here. Maybe we bought this around the 15th of July, thinking, oh, fantastic, this one sells for like £21. So let's put that price in. Nice 51% ROI. And then what's happened? Everyone else has bought the same product, and we can see the seller count is increasing over time. So now one good thing here is what you can do is you can then, I guess, decide, am I going to be someone, you need to decide now, what am I going to do with this product? There's essentially two strategies. One is you're thinking, okay, people have jumped on, they've canned the price now. I'm just going to wait. I'm going to set my min price to, looking at the history, $21.99. That's where it was before everyone jumped onto this. So you know what? I'm going to set my price to $21.99 as my minimum. Maybe, and I'm happy at that kind of price. I mean, realistically, the minimum, maybe it'd be more actually realistic to maybe set this to like maybe $20.99, and then put your max price at like $24.99. Hopefully, maybe to capture some good sales at Q4. So something like that. So this is like the hold strategy. Again, make sure your strategy is the default one that you've set. And if we go back to this, so that's one strategy we can take. The other strategy we can take is one of like, you know what, I see where this is going. I'm not prepared to hold the stock here. I want to get rid of it and I want to sell into the market. So I want to sell as the price is dropping. So in this case, what I would do is I basically kind of figure out what my absolute break even is. And I guess that is a good reason, I suppose, to figure out your break even. So we're looking at $15.99, sort of around the $15.49, maybe $14.99 is our absolute sort of break even. We'll say we're happy with that. So what here I do is I'd set my min price all the way down to $14.99, set my max price. At this point, it doesn't really matter. I'd probably pick maybe a slightly more aggressive one, like an aggressive sales generator here, or whatever. I don't know, maybe super aggressive dominator. If it depends how much stock you've got. Here we've got 36, so you know what? I probably will go for a more aggressive one. And what I'm going to do now is basically sell into this. So I'm going to be happy with what was the buy price on this? $7.85. So what I'm going to be happy with this one. I'm going to be happy with it. PPP, just literally lowering the price as other people lower it and just selling down into the market. And hopefully we sell out all of our stock before we get to the $14.99 price. So Profitector Pro is going to be following this one down, all the way down. So every time the price drops down to 19, 18, 17, we'll be following there, trying to pick up sales, and hopefully we sell out before we get to the $14.99, where we're essentially breaking even. So those are kind of two strategies you need to keep in mind when you have these kind of like where there's lots of sellers jumping on here. So a little bit of a extra little tip there for you when it comes to that. So guys, I hope you found that useful. Hopefully you can understand actually how amazing Profitector Pro is, but also how easy it is to set up. And if you guys want to sign up to Profitector Pro, by the way, there's a link in the description. You can get a 14-day free trial for that. Link in the description for that. It helps out the channel if you use that link, guys. It is an affiliate link. Please like, comment, and subscribe. Come and tell me in the comments about your experiences with Profitector Pro. Do you like it? Have you just recently signed up? If you need help beyond this, you can always come out to my free Discord group and ask me. You can DM me, and I'm always happy to help you. Thanks very much, and I'll see you in the next one.